Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with another tag video, and today I'm going to be doing Totally Should've book tag. And so I'll just let you know, we'll have the questions below in the description in case you're interested in it, and also have the link below. And most of the books that I will mention throughout the video, I will have it listed as well. So including like some of the people that I tag, and do let them know I tagged them too. So getting started with the first question is, Totally should have gotten a sequel. One of the books that I would have liked to have a sequel to was the Passenger trilogy, because I really loved the book and I loved the characters. And through the second book, we started to learn more about some of the secondary characters, and I feel like maybe if it was extended to another series, we could have got to learn more about them and maybe have more backgrounds of some of the characters that didn't show up as much. So I think it would have been fun. And plus, I love time travel, and if you haven't read it, it's really good. I actually have like a review on my blog if you want to learn more about the actual series. It's really good. So, but I would like to see it continue more. Next question is, Totally should have had a spin-off series. I would like to see the Six of Crows. And I think the books were so much fun, and I loved it. There was so much action, so much awesome characters that they were all equally well developed throughout the book, and I would have liked to see more from the world. I'd like to see more happening, like maybe each of the characters can have their own series, their own trilogies, I guess, and or standalones depending on the character, or maybe you can even combine two of the characters into a book. Like Nash and Cass could go well together, doing their thing, and Wyland and Jasper doing their thing also. And then afterwards, I'd like to see like an actual trilogy based off of this book, like together. So I think it would be really awesome. And another one, I would like to see like a spin-off series, but more like a trilogy. I would like to see the Shadowhunters, not just this book, Inferno Devices, but I would like to see like maybe like an all-star series, like something bad happens, and then the main villains from one from each of the books, they all pretty much teamed up, and then now they're wreaking havoc on cities, and so now like it's like too much of a big mess to handle with just two of the main characters from each book. But I think they all should team up into one huge book, and so I would love to see them like all fighting back to back, head to head, and so it would be so much cool. And so like especially like when you have like Tess from this book and Magnus, since they're both warlocks, I'd like to see them use their powers, and then all the best shadow hunters together doing their own thing, and even like some of the worlders that we love from the other book from Mortal Instruments could actually join in the fight too. So it would just be so cool. Lots of action, lots of shadow hunter stuff. It would be so much cool. Another question I got here is an author who totally should have write more books. Suzanne Collins. I would like to see more from her, because after Hunger Games I haven't heard much from her. I don't know if she wrote other books, but I would like to see more books from her. Maybe something like similar, or I mean, I think this kind of like science fiction kind of books is really her thing. So I think I would like to see more. And maybe I would like to see if she what happened to her and PETA. I guess I want to see like how that turns out. So next question is a character who totally should have ended up with someone else. Let's see. Well, I'm pretty much satisfied with most of the characters in my books. I think they were. I felt like it was very justified. Though in the Mortal Instruments, I'm kind of split between Maya and Isabel, because I like both of them. So maybe if they extended the relationship between Simon and Maya for a little bit for another book, and then the way that he dumped her, I guess things should have ended well, and then with as well. So, let's see. Number 5, totally should have ended differently. In Immortal Instruments, the last book, City of Heavenly Fire, Not to spoilers. Cover yours if you haven't read the Mortal Instruments, but I would have liked to have it ended differently a little bit because they kind of like lost two of my favorite characters, and so I would like to see them. Uh, be revived. Logan and Raphael. I would have liked them to not have died. So I really like them, and I would have liked to see them in the other series, especially in Dark Artifices. I would have liked to see Raphael again. So I really enjoyed that character, and he was starting to be more developed, and you got to see more side of to him, like that he actually cares most of the time. Here too, he doesn't want to admit it, but it would have been nice to see him more. And maybe I didn't want Sebastian to die because maybe he could have like ended up in a spin-off series. It's somehow like when it's like all-star type of thing, and then he just teams up with the magician Arian, the bad guy from Frontal Devices, and also Malcolm Fade together, teaming up and doing crazy stuff, along with Sealy Queen, because there's nothing good for her. Let's see. The next question is: totally should have had a movie franchise. A book that should have had a movie franchise. Well, it's not really like a new franchise, but it's part of adding to the franchise. It should have been like a sequel trilogy that should have been made decades ago, and that would have been the Throne trilogy. I think right after Return of the Jedi, they should have made this series because it takes place 5 years after the Return of the Jedi, and now it's too late to make it because Harrison Ford is too old to be 5 years older than that character. So he's way too old. Carrie Fisher is not around anymore, and Luke Skywalker is way too old too. And so, since all the characters are too old, you can't do it anymore. So it would have been really awesome to see him on the spaceship, and then also all the action, all the lightsabers, all the Jedi stuff going on, and it would have been fun. So, The next question is: totally should have had a TV series. A book that surely should have had a TV series is The Morganville Vampires by Rachel Kane. And if you haven't read the book, it's about this girl who goes to this Texas town, and she's there to go to college. But she finds out that this town is not really like a peaceful town or anyway. It turns out it's like a town run by vampires. And so she and some roommates that she moved into must try to survive the vampires along with some mean girls and all the crazy stuff that happens. And I think it's an awesome series. And Irritu, they did take it, turn it into a web series, but I would like to see this on TV. Like maybe on Freeform or CW, any of those channels, or even NBC, because I'm not sure about that other show that's happening right now, but I think this will be an awesome series. Maybe on HBO. So, next question is: totally should have had a only one point of view. The series that should have had kept to the one point of view that it started with is Divergent. Allegiant, it kind of like made the series go. That's when things went bad. I mean, it was starting to turn bad in Insurgent, but I didn't really enjoy this book as much. Just because, like, one of my favorite characters was 4 in the first 2 books. But once he got his own point of view, he became very whiny, very annoying. He was like, I don't know what I'm doing with myself. I have nothing to do. I lost my purpose, and. And so it kind of got really annoying. And maybe the ending would have been different if it was just stuck to one point of view. So I would have liked to see that changed and stuff. The next question is: totally should have changed the cover. One of the books that I was not happy with the cover. I mean, well, not that I was not happy, but I'm not a huge fan of, and then maybe it would have been better, was Looking for Alaska. I'm not a huge fan of it. It doesn't really look like it's part of the John Green collection, I guess, and I think they should have went with more of like the Fault in Our Stars feel to it. I mean, they already did change the covers a bunch of times, but this cover was not really that good. And in fact, like once before I even read the book, I thought it was about some guy maybe going out into Alaska during the winter, I guess, and he lost a friend, so now he has to go looking for him or something like that. One of the survival stories, but no, it's about a guy who goes to a boarding school in Alabama and then meets a girl, and then bad things happen during the book, and he must deal with that problems and stuff, and yeah, but the cover kind of like doesn't really tell me much about that what the actually story about. It kind of throws me off, and is this really like an icicle or smoke from a cigarette of some sort? And if it's ice, why is there ice in the middle of Alabama? I don't know. So I would have liked to see it different. Mm-hmm. Let's see. The cover totally should have kept the original covers. The books that I think should have kept the original covers was Glass House. I think the whole series of Morganville Vampires should have kept to the original covers like this one. And I was lucky enough to actually bought the whole series before they changed it because I am not a huge fan of it. And I actually like the colorful ones, the ones I got right now, because they're all colorful and it kind of like seems very look kind of like gothic, I guess. And so it kept the whole feel of what the book's about. So I thought like I like these covers better, so I'm not a huge fan of the new ones. The last question is totally should have stopped at book one. I pretty much know a new good book that should have stopped at book one would have been 50 Shades of Grey. Just because the way it ended, it should have stayed that way, and the fact that it continued on the series and with Christian Grey and stuff, it kind of like yuck. It's pretty much yuck because like an ending, I think like Anna left Christian Grey and so now they're back together, and so she just seems very like not as well. Actually, she was already an idiot, so I don't know. It just I don't really like the series in any way. So that's pretty much it for today for just the whole video questions. Let me know in the bottom below if you have any more tags that you would like me to do, and have you read any of these books and how you feel about them. And do click on the thumbs up if you like this video, and if you want to share it around and keep up with the channel and stuff because I have a good review coming up soon. Do subscribe because it's going to get awesome. So until next time, keep on reading.